I now call upon Dr. Sameer Batham sir for a presentation on role of radiation in salivary gland tumors. Sir is currently working as a senior consultant in the Department of Radiation Oncology at HCG Asta Cancer Center, Ahmedabad.
So very good afternoon all of you. So I'll be, although almost all the things are covered and even the role of radiation is very much clear to all of you, I'll be talking on the role of radiotherapy in salivary gland tumors. So as we know that salivary gland tumors, they are they constitute 5 to 10% of all head and neck cancers, and surgery or the surgical management is the mainstay. Radiation we usually utilize in the adjuvant setting depending on the adverse histological adverse features in the final HP, or sometimes definitive radiation, which is very rare, is used in inoperable patients. So when we talk about the indications of adjuvant radiation, they include T3, T4 tumors, node positive disease, high grade histology, margin positive or closed margin, recurrent diseases, and the diseases we have where there is PNI and LVSI. There are trials, some historical and some recent one, where PORT or the post-op radiation was evaluated, and the data is mixing. In some of the trials they established that there was a survival advantage, while in other trials this was not that much in favor of post-op radiation. But one thing which is common in most of the trial was that local control was definitely better in patients who received post-op radiation. So this is one such study from the Dahanka group where they evaluated the 10 years local control and which was significantly high in patients who received post-op radiation, especially when they were having high risk features. This is another study from the, this is a paper from National Cancer Database, and there were over 8,000 patients. They categorized patients into high risk, low risk and intermediate risk, and the patients who had high risk, they gained in terms of local control when adjuvant radiation was utilized. This is another study. This is basically on minor salivary glands, and when we see whether radiation added to anything, the initial curves, it clearly says that radiation probably does not add to anything, but this was on univariate analysis, and on multivariate analysis they found that there was a 24% survival advantage when post-op radiation was given. These were the multiple factors. When we talk about CTRT, this is again from the National Cancer Database, and we do not have any clear evidence in favor of using CTRT in adjuvant setting. This is an ongoing randomized trial, RTOG 1008, where they are evaluating patients of major and minor salivary glands, and they are with adverse features. They are randomizing patients to receive radiation alone versus CTRT. The results will be out in maybe next 6 to 7 years. When we talk about the guidelines, I guess again these things have been discussed, so I will not be repeating them. This was the conventional radiation we used to give, but fortunately nowadays most of the centers, they are having high-end techniques, and IMRT is nowadays preferred because we want to avoid high dose of radiation to critical structures, one of them being cochlea, and the other structures like oral cavity, spinal cord, and so on. We will not be going into the details of how we draw our volumes. Of course, bolus is something which is important, especially when the disease is lying very superficial, to give adequate dose to the surface. So this is how our CTVs and PTVs looks like when we treat, and this is how the dose color wash looks like. Elective nodal radiations, again this is a bit controversial, but for most of the T3, T4 tumors and some specific histological subtypes, it should be done. Proton therapy again was discussed. This is one study where they have found that proton beams definitely can help in reducing acute and long-term side effects, and they also suggest that probably it could impact the local control as well. Nowadays we are talking a lot about immunotherapy. Again there are studies, probably Kshitij will be covering in his talk, but future will definitely be utilizing molecular driven therapies with more sophisticated radiation therapies to improve the overall outcomes. So the take home message is T1, T2 N0 with favorable histology, probably these patients can be followed up. For advanced tumors with adverse features, radiation has to be given. IMRT with advanced techniques must be utilized to minimize treatment-related toxicities, and as of now we do not have clear advantage of using concurrent chemotherapy in these patients. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.